Warning: this video contains spoilers for the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure Lost Mine of Phandelver. Do not continue watching this video if you have any intention of playing Lost Mine of Phandelver. What happened last session? You all met up with Gundren Rockseeker, and he hired you to escort some supplies to the little outskirt town of Phandelver. He and his companion/bodyguard, Sildar Hallwinter, passed ahead of you on the road for about, a few days, I think close to a week. And you came across the wreckage of their cart lying in the middle of the road and were attacked by goblins, which you dispatched with nary a difficulty. You then traced those goblins through the woods, shortly arrived at your current location. Delicious, delicious flavor text. Following the goblin's trail, you come across a large cave in a hillside 5 miles from the scene of the ambush. A shallow stream flows out of the cave mouth, which is screened by dense briar thickets. A narrow, dry path leads into the cave on the right-hand side. Arcadia is going to hang back and watch the cart. You all hear the muted sounds of goblins, just shooting the shit. Flint Stranglebeard is gesturing wildly.
I don't see any way this can go wrong.
So you know that Homer Simpson gif? Like that, but in reverse. Just start staring at the bush, pulling it this way and that, pulling out entire things. There's thorns in the bushes. You don't care. Your neurons are not connected to your brain.
Aggressive himbo?
This is the last few seconds in these goblins' lives. An entire ass dwarf literally comes through the head, just grabs him, and pulls him back. You just drag him through, and you just look at Cody like you're a dog who just brought in the paper, and you're just like, yes, yes.
I fire my bow at the goblin.
You drop an arrow directly into its shoulder, very close to the neck.
Can I just quickly drop my bow and pull out my teacup?
It's a menacing thing to hear. Can I drop my bow and pull out my teacup?
Caliaset's turn.
Is it really true? Has my time come? I thought I'd never see the day.
This goblin is 2.5 feet tall. You are a 7-foot dragonborn.
Pop goes the goblin. Goblin skull divided by 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
He basically explodes like a grapefruit in a microwave. This other goblin takes a step forward, like he's going to make a run at the entrance, and then little pieces of his companion come flying through the brush, and he is going to make a go at retreating through the brush behind him. Let's see if he can get anything close to the 23 that Flint got earlier. That's going to be a big old nope. He gets partway into the bush and manages to get himself kind of stuck there. He is stuck in the thorn bush, scrambling frantically. He has dropped his bow, because y'all are terrifying. And goblins don't have a whole lot of morale. That is Flint's turn. You just sort of end up gently caressing his head.
It's gonna be okay.
The goblin's like, please just kill me. You've made it awkward.
You're just gently tussling his hair.
My only weakness. Affection!
It's Varys' turn.
And then I'm going to start rubbing my teacup to produce flames and then punch it towards the goblin.
Yeah, you know what the problem is that you are watching your teacup, and you know that a watched pot never boils, so you're waiting for it to heat up, and you're just like, come on. It's Caliaset's turn. Save these people from themselves. So you are right next to this terrified, injured goblin. These great big Puss in Boots eyes. What do you do?
We're all just surrounding this goblin.
I just wanted to have a smoke.
You certainly sound like it.
Most goblins sound like this.
Oh no.
Don't start smoking, children.
Fucking public service announcement from Randy Goblin.
The goblin looks at the camera.
Look at where my life has brought me. If only I hadn't started smoking in high school.
Anyways, I'm gonna punt the shit out of this goblin. I hope you weren't too attached to this goblin.
You just murdered every goblin in this clearing for breathing. What do you want to do now? Who has dark vision?
60 foot.
I don't, because I'm a sad dragonborn.
This room on the right, what you see as you come in, flavor text. You see flavor text. A few uneven stone steps lead up to a small, dank chamber on the east side of the passage. The cave narrows to a steep fissure at the far end, and is filled with the stench of animals. Savage snarls and the sounds of rattling chains greet your ears where 3 wolves are chained up just inside the opening. Each wolf's chain leads to an iron rod driven into the base of the stalagmite. The wolves look up at you where they were kind of growling and snarling at each other. These wolves look pretty feral. They look kind of scrawny, probably not microchipped. I would be shocked if they had their rabies shots.
I'm going to stand here looking confused.
You and me both.
This is a negative intelligence modifier kind of plan.
These wolves are indeed feral and starving. Why don't you guys go ahead and give me an animal handling check while you do what you're doing? Yeah, animals like him because he doesn't smell wrong to them. Without getting too far into detail, the wolves don't look starving anymore in short order. And you might have just gotten a friend for life. Quiet and content and really sticky. Everybody except for Varys is firmly coated in a thin film of what used to be goblin. As soon as they're free, each one of them makes a run towards the door. They don't reach out and attack or anything. They just want out. One of them stays behind because you got a fucking nat 20. At the far back of the room is a 30-foot drop up to the ceiling. There is what appears to be flickering torchlight or firelight, sort of off in the distance, and you can't really tell how far away it is because of the sort of echoey nature of cave systems. You can definitely hear like a grumbling voice talking loudly. You can't make out the word. There is somebody up here.
I sort of turn to Cody's character. You can hear that as well, right? It means someone else is definitely in this cave system. I sort of turn to Flint and say, "Hey Flint, there's another chamber up there. There might be more wolves." No, over here, Flint. Also, I think I might see a shiny over there as well.
They are learning how to manage Flint. That's good. Even those who don't have dark vision, you can kind of see a little bit because up at the end of this passage, there is more flickering torchlight. You got some massive friggin' ears. You're pretty sure you can hear what sounds like more goblin voices coming from off in this direction, speaking loudly in goblin language. And also, for a second there, you thought you heard a human cry of pain.
The person we came here to find might still be alive.
You're able to scramble up as far as you need to go. You can tell that I am looking through character sheets when I go. Revealing.
Oh.
Yep. You peek around the corner, and who should be peeking back but a whole mess of goblins. They definitely heard you coming up that slope. Yet more initiative. Flint's turn. You see a room full of goblins up ahead. What do? Yeah, you are able to grapple this goblin. So we've got 2 of them shooting at you, and 2 of them shooting at Varys Diamonddew. Take 4 piercing, 18 and a 14 heading at Varys. What's that? Both of them hit?
Yeah, I only have 13 AC.
That is 8 points of damage on Varys. It is Varys' turn.
To start off with, I'm going to yell at Raxo. Raxo, go attack the goblins.
Okie dokie.
And then I'm going to cast Entanglement right at the back of the room. And then I'm sort of just going to take a little bit of a step back down.
A grand total of 1 of them makes that save. It is Raxo's turn. He's going to be like, okay! And he, I believe, is going to be able to get sneak attack against this one that you're holding here, so... Oh, yeah. He's just like, okay, happy to help. And then he just literally slits this one's throat. I have no morals, and I take no responsibility for my actions.
You get grappled by Flint, you're marked for death.
It is Caluseth's turn.
Something crunch. I'm a fucking flex on these nerds. Does a 25 hit the goblin?
You know what? I'll allow it.
Again, rolling terrible on the damage though. 6 points of damage.
You were a little bit off your stroke and you landed a glancing blow. However, you definitely dent his head in a little bit. He's just... It is the wolf's turn. It's going to dash in. It's going to run in and leap at the throat of this one. Yeah, he manages to miss, even with advantage. So that's what happened on the wolf's turn, Mr. Flint Stranglebeard. The whole thing is that you're supposed to put enemies in holds and then attack them, but they never seem to survive long enough. So yeah, you punch the first one, but you punch it right in its leather armor.
Oh, wow, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
All right, so you punch this one in the gob, and you can kind of feel its teeth clack together as you hit it. You're going to stay rooted to the ground where they are and try and take shots at you all, except for this one, who's kind of bigger and looks like he might be a leader of some sort. The one in the back who managed to escape being anchored to the spot. This room kind of continues, it kind of curves around. This right here is a sharp ramp upwards to like a large shelf up here. It's better than 10 feet high. This goblin will disappear up the slope. These other ones are going to take pot shots. Okay, so one is going to attack the wolf, one is going to attack Kaliaseth, and one is going to, the one that you just punched in the gob, is going to try to shoot you, Flint. Yeah, your wolf just took an arrow. Kaliaseth does a 21 hit. He is down to 7 hit points. James, 12 doesn't hit your AC, right? You lucked out this time. I'll kill you later. All right, so this one runs through the bracken out around the corner. None of these guys try to free themselves, but instead try to shoot with some limited success. And it is Varys' turn.
I'm gonna like hide further down that cave and do that for my turn. It's fine. I choose not to TPK my own party.
Damn decent of you. Raxo's turn. And Raxo says, okay, who's next? Is it you? Okay, let's do you next, all right? Unless you don't want to go next. Ah, you're fine, you're fine. And he attacks this boy right here. Or girl. Yeah, okay. He also slits the throat of this one that's just standing here. Really, all you have to do is wait for Raxo to get to all of them. We are back to Kaliaseth.
Alright, so basically, hammer go smash?
Oh yeah, hammer go smash. I mean, let's be honest, Fly Cheese definitely saved your asses just now with the entanglement. Fly Cheese, I feel like Varys can feel content to just light up a cigarette and lean against the wall in that back tunnel. He did his bit, alright. It is the wolf's turn. What did you name the wolf?
Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer. He just falls on this guy and just tears into him. Apparently he was still a little hungry. We'll go with that. Okay, so that's the wolf's turn. Now it's Flint's turn. You've got one target before you. You punch him in the face, and your fist keeps going, even after it's hit the front of his face. There's a single goblin left. It's important to note that he does seem to be somewhat bigger and bulkier, somewhat stronger than the others. Yeah, as you come over this ridge, you see in the back, slumped against a stone, the beaten, bloodied, and bruised form, Gundren Rockseeker's bodyguard, Lady Sildar. The goblin runs ahead. Now he drags Sildar Hallwinter up, and she kind of lolls behind, like you could tell, like she's unconscious. He puts his scimitar to her throat, and he says,
Hold up! Everybody stop or she gets it.
So it's actually Varys' turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop concentrating on the vines, and then I'm going to walk into that room, and then I'm gonna fire the arrow that I knotted.
Don't miss.
15.
You just barely hit.
All right, now that I have your attention, I think we can agree that we all
right in the third eye, right in the center of the forehead. And Lady Sildar slumps to the floor.
We do not negotiate with terrorists or
Wait, was that
goblins.
goblin saying something?
She is tied at the wrists and hands. The one that Flint is standing on, the leader, has a pouch which seems to contain 3 gold teeth. Also, there is a sack in the back of the cave.
I'm gonna just collapse onto one of those. Are they like benches?
Like sleeping pallets. Yeah. You just warm yourself by the fire for a hot minute. So you're getting cozy. Flint, you were able to undo Lady Sildar's bindings, but Lady Sildar is still slumped and unconscious.
Flint, was there anything else up there?
Thank you for facilitating the RP.
I pass him one of the gold teeth, and I go up to investigate the sack.
So inside of the sack, you find Lady Sildar's effects. She's not currently wearing in her armor. You don't find armor in there, though. You find a heavy crossbow, about, let's say, 8 crossbow bolts, and 3 potions of cure wounds.
I then start making a cup of tea over the fire that I sort of started.
I'm gonna go to Lady Silver He's kind of looking at her, seemingly in his head trying to figure out how to give an unconscious person a potion in a way where they will drink it and not either spit it out or choke to death.
You can roll a medicine check.
8.
I did this to myself. So you cradle her head just so, and you give her the potion, but yeah, she does cough up some of it, and she only gets one of the D4s.
She'll be fine.
You know what the worst thing is if you hadn't brought it up, you could have just said, I give her the potion, and I probably wouldn't have batted an eye.
Yeah, I noticed that as well after I said it.
But her head kind of lulls to the side, and she slowly wakes up.
I offer her a nice cup of tea.
So, beaten and bloodied, Lady Sildar wakes up to you, proffering her a nice cup of ginseng.
I barely know these people. I'm not allowing them at my expensive tea.
She wakes up, she's like, what's happened? What? Oh. She seems like she's in a lot of pain, and also, like, she seems upset.
Callie Sith's just kind of standing over her. I know we were supposed to, like, protect the cargo and escort it, but we thought that you might need help. I thought this. I hope this isn't going to lead to, like, a pay cut or anything.
No, you're good. You're good. Oh, I'm in a lot of pain. Okay.
It might be because of all, like, the bruises and the bleeding that's, like, roughly everywhere.
I think I broke something. And she, like, brings her hand down to, like, her hip and stuff. When the goblins attacked, I was thrown off the cart, and not sure if I can walk.
I mean, I don't want to be insulting or anything, but if you wanna, you can probably just stay here.
I mean, like, not permanently, I should hope.
Presumably, yes, hopefully. I make no promises, but you know.
We do have someone on the cart outside, and I'm sure we could probably maneuver one of these goblin cots carrying you to that person. Did you see if they have Gundren? All we found so far is...
Oh, her eyes kind of fly open, and she's like, "Oh, Gundren!"
I look at Flint, and I say, we've only found one of his teeth so far.
We've only found one of his teeth. That's awesome. Just, like, unconsciously sticks your hand in your pocket. But she doesn't take any notice of that. She's like, "Oh, they took him. Some robed figure came in and took him away. They said that the goblins could do whatever they want with me. I think they were going to cook me and eat me, which I don't think is very fair."
I would also assume that you're not very tasty.
I mean, I've never... We're getting off topics. They've taken Gundren somewhere. Ugh, the goblins weren't very happy about that, but they said that he was the one that they were there for. He was the reason why they attacked the cart in the first place.
Yeah, goblins do go after wealthy merchants.
I think it's more than that. I don't think this was a random attack.
Well, when you said the hooded figure took him somewhere, I don't assume somewhere is deeper into the cave, right?
It didn't seem like it. There's a bugbear who's kind of running the show here, but this wasn't the bugbear. This was somebody else, and I think he said he was going to take him to a place called Cragmaw Castle. I don't think that's here. This is not my idea of a castle.
Callie Sith just kind of turns over to Varys. Do we have any business left in this cave then?
Kind of don't want to deal with that bugbear, to be fair. We've already adopted this stray wolf. I don't want other wild animals.
We've already adopted this stray wolf and Flint.
I think we should get out of here, but that bugbear, they're going to keep attacking people. Sildar has prompted you for a decision. Do you want to go further into the cave and explore some more, or do you just want to get her out of there?
Kind of just want to get out of there. I feel like the medical emergency is much a bigger issue than finding a bugbear.
Reasonable.
I mean, Callie Sith doesn't really care, if that makes any sense. Though he isn't going to say no to beating the shit out of some goblins. But then again, he's not going to say no to beating the shit out of just about anything.
Yeah, I don't think we would find the castle if we go further in. Because castles tend to be other stuff.
I've never heard of a place called Cragmaw Castle. I'm fairly well versed in this area, and I'm pretty sure that I've never heard of a place called that. It's possible that it might be somewhere that's very far away, or it could be a code word, or maybe it's someplace new. I don't know.
You said that this hooded figure specifically took our employer, yes?
Yes, he took Mr. Rockseeker.
And you think that that was the purpose of the raid?
He congratulated the goblins on doing their job, and
So
he
that
knew
w-
Mr. Rockseeker's name.
So that would imply that at the very least, a few of these goblins were in contact with the person that took Mr. Rockseeker. And it is safe to assume that if this bugbear is running the show, it was probably him. So, I would like to present the option that if we do want to get more information on this Cragmore Castle, he's our best shot right now.
It could be. I'm not in a position to help, I'm afraid.
I do think we should probably take you out to Silverblood, who's on the cart just outside, just so we don't have to worry about you being attacked.
I'm a big
Also,
fan of not being attacked.
I found this and I pull out her weapon.
Crossbow, and she says, it's like, oh, that's wonderful. Was my sword in there?
No.
What about my armor?
No, it's just this and like a few potions.
She kind of deflates a little bit at that. That was my family's armor. So, yeah, how do you bring her down?
So as we put her on the coat.
You guys are easily able to bring her out to the cart, and Arcadia's like, what the hell? You know what? She's not gonna make a big deal about it. It's all good. By the way, this fell down from the sky earlier, and she hands you a goblin eyeball.
Ooh, another one for my collection.
Lady Sildar kind of sits with her back up against the back of the cart there. She loads her crossbow, and she points it at the entrance of the cave, just in case. All right, what are you doing?
I'm gonna sort of follow close, right behind Flynn.
All right, as you walk up, you can see that there is a bridge kind of 10 feet overhead. Up here, you hear the sound of running water. Now, let me ask you this question as you move there, Varys. How stealthy?
As incredibly stealthily as this 1d20 would help.
I, if I may, will join on said stealth.
15.
15 is good.
19.
19 is also good. You might even say better. Okay, so you peek around this corner here, and the sound of running water is kind of deafening in this room. So it's really not all that hard to understand why none of these several goblins have noticed you.
I'm gonna pull out my quarterstaff and start casting the chalet on it.
I'm going to do things that a martial class would do to prepare, such as staring at the enemy angrily and intensely.
It's a free action to tilt your head to either side and crack your neck.
Yeah, that.
Crack, crack. All right, well, you've got the drop on these guys, so the second you guys want to enter initiative, you are welcome to do it.
It is my curse that I do not roll well on initiative.
That's all right. As when you get there, you make your presence known. Okay, so it's not the goblin's turn. It is indeed Flint Stranglebeard's turn. You lock his entire head.
There's no head left to lock.
Varys' turn.
And then I'm gonna run up and try and thwack this goblin with my quarterstaff.
The goblin ducks just in the nick of time.
It's our favourite walking dagger.
Ah, our favorite walking dagger. Yeah, he's going to attack the one that Flint is holding. He actually manages to miss. So much for Raxo. Caluseth turn.
We are not having very good rolls on this surprise round, but don't worry. This is right where that's going to end. I say, having no way to ensure this whatsoever. That's an 8, actually.
It's not the best. The wolf will come running up. He's going to attack the one that Caluseth tried to attack. Yeah! 23. 6 damage. Okay, yeah, so he tears into the neck of this one. Now we're into the goblins. This one that is being attacked by the wolf is going to lash out with a scimitar. Yeah, he's able to get a good slash on this wolf. And this other one, he's going to try and climb over this rock. It looks like he's trying to head for this entryway you can see in the south of the room. So let's see if he can make it over that rock. That's going to be a big old nope. He gets partway up, and then it's like Breath of the Wild, but it's raining. He slides back down a little bit, and he is actually, in so doing, he's going to open himself up to an attack of opportunity from Varys.
This is your chance, Varys. Do it. Shillelagh him.
Oh, yeah. You shillelagh the shit out of him. Alright, he's scrambling, he slides down, he slides back up and just kaboom! And then he just slowly slides down into a puddle on the ground.
That's the second goblin that I killed during an attack of opportunity.
But that was it for the goblins' turns. Only one of them tried to break and run, and he is now running all over the floor. Varys' turn.
Take the step towards the goblin that's being pulled away and decide to whack that one with my quarterstaff.
He swipes at you as you move out of the way, and misses.
I'm gonna smash the goblin that's being grappled.
You punch the goblin that you are holding and miss, Flint, but it's okay, because with a sound like a coconut dropping from a tree... Now, does Flint realize it's dead? That's between you and your god, all right? And Raxo is within 5 feet. He only has to hit. Ah, nuts. He swipes out at this guy, but he misses. It is Caliaseth's turn.
Alright.
You've got an incredibly injured goblin before you, still being actively chewed on by a wolf.
Caliaseth's gonna calmly just kind of put the warhammer into his left hand and just go clock it right in the face.
Yeah, he dodges out of the way. You don't hit the wolf, though, so that's a good thing.
Hey!
It's the wolf's turn. Oh, yeah, that did it. Yep. So he just basically continues biting, and he finally manages to gnaw through that pesky spine.
Damn spine always getting in the way.
I mean, really, it's a cornerstone of the entire head. Oh, yeah, no, you're not still in combat. Because the sound of running water, the water is actually, it's coming through a channel in the wall over in the back, and it's like a small waterfall is what it is, and the sound of the running water, basically, the cacophony of the water makes it seem like, it doesn't seem very likely that you've been hurt either. Alright, it is 2 o'clock. Yeah, I need to get ready for work and everything like that, but this was a really good game, and we got through most of the stuff that I wanted to get through.
Yeah, I think we were very successful today. We killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 goblins, I think.
Mm-hmm. And you freed 2 wolves. Well, 3 wolves, and you know, you rescued Gundren Rockseeker's bodyguard and got some new intel about where he might have been taken, as well as hints that there might be something going on in the area. I would say you guys haven't leveled up yet, but I would say to bring a level 2 character sheet to next week's session, because you're probably going to level up after the next encounter. So, like, I was thinking a lot about sort of reviewing our experiences here as sort of like a video essay at some point, maybe like with the release of the book, to just kind of talk about like what happened in game, the changes that were made, and like sort of like the way that the classes can be used. And I think you guys are doing exactly with it like what was intended, especially the Juggernaut, because like that's his entire motive thing. At this point, the Soothsayer is kind of a bog standard caster a la the Druid.
Which, it's worth mentioning, it is level 1, so there isn't going to be a lot of variation. Like, for example,
there shouldn't be. Yeah, there shouldn't be. It shouldn't be like very standout at this point. So far, I've been very glad of the fact that it doesn't seem to be particularly underpowered or overpowered. Like you guys came a little close to some death there. Like I feel like within a single bad roll of Flint going down.
That's quite low-level play.
I do have a possible backup for that if we determine that prognostication is a little overpowered at the early levels. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I mean, yeah, I used Spectacle in the first combat and didn't really do anything, so I've been saving it ever since, but I am planning to use it in the big encounter against the Hostile.
Yeah, because you've only got 2 at first level. Again, low-level play.
Yeah, which is why I've kind of just been playing like a level 1 fighter, but like, you know, a level 1 fighter can't do much either, except for, I think they get, a fighting style and second wind?
This early, martial is martial, arcane is arcane, divine is divine. It's not really, which, again, is good. I think next level Soothsayer's ability is really just kind of more of a flavor ability where you can look at someone and kind of like
Right.
know a secret about them.
We'll be enforcing that on every combat that we go through and every NPC that we talk to, just to...
So I'm looking forward to that, but it is
And
not.
and to give the DM an excuse to lore dump some NPC stuff.
Yeah. I mean, like it's great contact with the lore, but I don't
Also
know.
for players as well. I can just like look into someone's eyes deep and go, "Hey, Flint." You know,
Oh no.
Let's talk about this guy's insecurities about his relationship with his mother. You know, you get advantage on the attack if you emulate her voice. All right, I gotta break away and start getting ready for work. But great game, and I'll see you guys next week. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna go continue watching Mandalorian. Bye bye.
Oh yeah. Okay, sorry, no spoilers.